off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 4-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Tonight, the Bucks burn out the Miami Heat at Fiserv Forum.
Here's Damian Lillard, can't hit the three, but there is Giannis to slam it right back up and in.
Our coverage starts tonight at 6. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 10:02, it's 14 degrees, mostly sunny skies today on our way to a high of 20, clearing cold tonight. Wind chills dipping below zero with a low temperature of 4. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Vince Vitrano. It should begin any moment. Keeping an eye on it here, President Trump planning to address the World Economic Forum. Global political and business leaders gathered in Davos, Switzerland. The president's planning to speak remotely via a video feed. He is expected to take questions as well, following his first major speech since the inauguration. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
There is so much demand for clarity from the business community on how far is he going to go. Is he going to use tariffs more as a negotiating tactic to get what he wants with countries like China on other terms? Or is he really going to follow through on some of those threats, which would have a bigger impact and rippling down to the price that we pay for everyday products?
That speech is scheduled to begin any moment. Next month, Governor Tony Evers will deliver his biennial budget address. It will contain more specifics on the broad outline he presented Wednesday night in the State of the State.
Of the multiple proposals announced, Governor Evers says that he wants to see more funding for services that benefit Wisconsin children, including pushing for universal breakfast and lunch in public schools.
Let's end school meal debt and make sure every kid has a healthy breakfast and lunch at school with no stigma at no cost.
But Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says all these programs will cost taxpayers.
What I think we heard here was a bunch of empty promises that will not be able to be delivered without either massive tax increases or massive spending cuts.
Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Master Lock's parent company planning to close its office in Oak Creek. Fortune Brands Innovations consolidating operations in Deerfield, Illinois. Now, this is just about 10 months after Master Lock closed its historic plant on Milwaukee's north side. Milwaukee Business Journal reporting the move will affect about 120 employees in Oak Creek, with relocations expected to be complete by September. In Hollywood, the nominees are
Amelia Perez, about a transgender drug lord, leads the pack of Oscar-nominated movies with 13.
It's time to try defying gravity.
Wicked and The Brutalist have 10 apiece.
Welcome to America.
Among the snubs,
you have something in you.
Denzel Washington in Gladiator 2, Selena Gomez for Amelia Perez, and Conclave has 9 nominations.
The Holy Father was spying on all of us.
But director Edgar Berger didn't get one. The awards will be handed out in Los Angeles March 2nd. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Conan O'Brien will host the show coming up this spring. Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up about 180 points to 44,338. S&P 500 at 6093. That's up about 7. And the NASDAQ falling so far this morning, down 45 points to 19,965. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:05.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. Hey, drive into 2025 confident and inspired in a new all-wheel drive Mazda SUV during the New Year's sales event. Connect with Team Holiday for impressive selection. Find the one right for you, then pair up their low, clearly marked simplified price with enticing offers and get more Mazda for your money and more for your trade. Well-qualified buyers can lock in 2.9% 5-year or 6-year financing on the raved-about luxurious 3-row Mazda CX-90 or the first ever spacious and nimble 2-row Mazda CX-70. Plug-in hybrid models included. Are you or someone in your household already driving Mazda? Owner loyalty rewards could save you even more. Get qualifying details while you enjoy the award-winning guest care at Wisconsin's #1. It's the stuff that makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State, and I'm one of them. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update for the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks hoping to get back tonight in time for their game against the Miami Heat. Still stuck in a snowy New Orleans where Wednesday night's scheduled game against the Pelicans was postponed due to the unprecedented snowfall in the Big Easy. I'm in touch with a source close to the Bucks who tells me right now it's trending good. If they get out of New Orleans soon, the game is on. Right now, our coverage set to begin with pregame at 6 o'clock, 6:30 tip at Fiserv Forum on your home of the Bucks, WTMJ. UWM over Wright State in Horizon League play Wednesday night. Panthers beat the Raiders 95-79. Take a look at the roads. Your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic Report. Couple of crashes, couple of disabled vehicles on the system right now. However, all of them are out of traffic, off on the shoulder, so no major delays to pass on. Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. On our way to a high of 20 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Cold tonight with a low down to 4. Wind chills just below 0. Increasing clouds with a slight chance of flurries in the afternoon and evening on Friday with a high of 20. Saturday's high 34 under mostly sunny skies. Mostly sunny on Sunday, high 27. And looking ahead to the work week next week, partly cloudy with a high of 37 on Monday. Madison right now at 10, 13 in Green Bay and Waukesha, and in Milwaukee, 14 degrees. I'm Vince Vitrano, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, it's time to fast forward. Welcome to the future of almost everything in Wisconsin on the Upswing. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs. Joining WTMJ's Jeff Sherman, here's Martin Moore.
I've been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they lived underwater. And your great-great-great-granddaughter.
Good morning, Wisconsin. Good morning, Milwaukee. It's a future of almost everything today. Martin Moore joins in studio. Commerce and community, that's what we do on the Upswing. I was a bit struck this morning as I stopped for coffee. There were 3 people in line, but there were 15 orders lined up on the counter. Like, convenience, it's all about convenience, right?
It's chilly out, man. You got to get your coffee.
People are using those apps, whether it's a local coffee chain or a national coffee chain. The app is driving everything on a commerce standpoint. But, Martin, people still want to hang out at coffee houses. So we're going to look at some of the compliance issues around Starbucks' new community and commerce rules as it pertains to their restrooms. We're going to hit on the future of store brands. Did you know that Target has 45 store-owned private label brands in its stores? And we're going to discuss some of the new ownership options that are out there for TikTok. And Elon versus Mark. Oh, yeah, it's on, and I kind of like it. Plus, creativity and music. It's at the heart of so much in our community. The Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra has some truly historical violins coming to our community this fall. We're going to hear all about Violins for Hope with the CEO, Linda Edelstein. She will join us in studio coming up in a minute. But first, as we do every morning, let's go to Up.
Now it's time for the Two Up on the Upswing.
I had to mention this because it involves Bitcoin, but we got to go back a couple of years ago. Does the road continue for Silk Road? You know what Silk Road was? It was this online black marketplace. Black market, kind of one of those first like dark net markets on the dark web. Back in 2011, it was founded by a guy named Ross Albrecht under the pseudonym Dread Pirate Roberts. It operated this kind of hidden service underground on an open source network called Tor Network, and it allowed users to buy and sell products and services between each other anonymously. All the transactions were conducted with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, of course, has come a long way since 2011, but the founder, just yesterday, this according to ABC News, President Trump signed a full and unconditional pardon for Ross Albrecht, who was sentenced to life in prison in 2015 for running the black market site Silk Road. The FBI called it the Amazon of illegal drugs. Albrecht, who ran Silk Road from 2011 to 2013, was found guilty of allowing users to buy illegal drugs, guns, and other unlawful goods anonymously. Not the type of community and commerce I like to see.
No.
On a lighter note, Martin, and a whole lot more fun one. Have you heard about soup drops?
Yes.
Not a release of a new soup, but literally a candy, a hard candy that's a drop full of soup flavoring. So Progresso, obviously the well-known soup brand, recently launched a unique product called Soup Drops. These hard candies, they're flavored like chicken noodle soup. Yeah. Limited edition. They sold out the first time. The new ones dropped this morning. Each drop is said to contain flavors of broth, chicken, vegetables, soft egg noodles, and a hint of parsley. They're $2.49 a container. They come in like a Progresso soup can, so, you know, they're kind of kitschy cool. 99 cents for shipping. Some of the early reviews last go around, unpleasant, unappealing bitterness, lots of artificial flavor, but a lot of people intrigued by the novelty.
Not shocked.
Eagle to try them, right?
It's
Not
very
shocked.
Willy Wonka.
It really
Yes.
is, and you gotta admire the creativity behind it, right? Personally, I'm gonna stick to my honey drops with a little bit of eucalyptus. I don't need soup.
Where there's
in my
original
hard
or not
candy.
where there's what are those red ones when you were a kid?
Oh yeah, Ludens.
Ludens.
Oh, old school. Yeah, I mean they're just kind of all sugar, but they taste really good.
It's kind of like the Jelly Bellies, like where you get the ones that taste like socks or.
Indeed. Well, if you want to see if you can get your hands on some of the Progresso Soup Drops, ProgressoSoupDrops.com. There's a new residency and an important residency for community understanding coming to the Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra this September. We're going to tell you all about it when we come back. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Hey Bucks fans, it's Justin Garcia from the Bucks Radio Network, here to tell you about the launch of the Bucks Central podcast feed. Everything Bucks, on demand, in one spot. From sideline to sideline, hear all the ankle-breaking, rim-rattling, and twine-tingling highlights, exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe to the Bucks Central podcast feed wherever you get your podcasts. All the Bucks content your heart desires in one spot. Check out the Bucks Central podcast feed.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Eric Bilstead. As we ring in 2025, are you heading into the new year with the same old joint pain? It's time to make a resolution, to get moving again. No more achy joints for your knees, your hips, shoulders, or your back. You're going to call QC Kinetics in 2025, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine and joint preservation. Got locations in Greenfield and Mequon under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Ashley Caravelli. Yes, you can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions. So many of your neighbors here in Milwaukee are living life again without the constant pain in their joints. Here's what you do. Resolve to get lasting relief in 2025. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today. Happy New Year.
Tell us a little bit about Innovative Signs.
We're located out in Waukesha. Where we are really focused mostly is manufacturing outdoor electrical signs.
You came to Horicon Bank. How do you think other local businesses can benefit?
When I call, Michelle picks up the phone, and when I email, she responds in a timely manner. A few years ago, I talked to my accountant about shopping around looking for a different bank just to get some alternatives, and he said, absolutely not. You're not going to like working for a big bank. They have a lot more regulations. So that's how we got involved with Cornerstone Bank. When Horicon purchased Cornerstone, we came along for the ride, and it's been great.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined in studio by Martin Moore at Costs. We do this every Thursday. The future of almost everything. The future of bringing kids and community together to celebrate culture. That's what we're going to talk about for the first couple minutes here. The Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra, MISO, and Violins of Hope, Wisconsin are weaving a tapestry of understanding through the power of art, conversation, and experience. My daughter plays violin, so I'm really passionate around building just kind of the future of what community looks like through music. We always like to spotlight creative community connections that can kind of power the future of what our business and families look like in Greater Milwaukee. MISO has something truly special coming this September, and they're announcing it now. Chief Executive Officer, the Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra, Linda Edelstein, joins us. Linda, thanks for your time this morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
So tell us all about Violins of Hope, Wisconsin.
We are absolutely thrilled to share this opportunity with the state and especially with our community in the greater Milwaukee area. The Violins of Hope are instruments from the Holocaust that were played by Jewish musicians and other musicians who were targeted by the Nazis during the war. The opportunity for us to bring these instruments here is to educate about the lessons of the Holocaust, connecting them to today and to our experiences at MISO. We unite through the power of music, and we teach our young people about how we see ourselves, each other, and the world around us.
So what was the path to getting access to these violins and kind of the delivery to Wisconsin?
I had an opportunity to speak directly with the owner of these instruments, who lives in Istanbul, Turkey.
Okay.
And the instruments are primarily in Israel when they're not traveling around the world.
Okay.
So the opportunity was to talk. I talked with him 2 years ago and asked about hosting the residency here in Milwaukee. And the first availability was this September 2025.
Is this a touring thing that goes around to other cities, or is this something that's exclusive to Milwaukee and Wisconsin?
The instruments themselves have toured all over the world.
Okay.
Everywhere from Berlin to Argentina throughout the United States since the early 2000s, 2012 or so, 2010. And in each community has the opportunity to create a residency that is most important to its own constituents.
And tell us when this will take place and how people can get involved now.
The Violins of Hope will be here September 2025, so this coming September, and they'll be with us for 5 months through January 2026. You can learn more about it at violinsofhopewi.org.
Do you have any idea of just obviously the significance of the violins and what they mean to the world is enormous, but what about value? Like, truly, like, there's got to be like some hesitancy, like, whoa, these are truly historical violins. Priceless.
They are, in fact. That's a great point. Thanks for asking about that. The instruments, many of them are playable, and and you will hear them. You'll hear them play their stories throughout the community. And some of them are not, and they are held only in exhibition So the residency will include performance and exhibition where you can get close to the instruments, you can see them and you can hear them as they tell their stories. In terms of their priceless value, it's really an historic value.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Coming up this fall at MISO. Where can you get more information again? Remind our listeners.
Violins of Hope, WI.org.
Very good. All right. Coming up next, Martin Moore and I discuss what's happening with the restrooms at Starbucks. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our retirement-ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge of your seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Get organized with a new Dakota Closet system at Menards. Dakota Closets are versatile and can be installed in any room, from home offices and laundry rooms to walk-in or reach-in closets, and so much more. Use the You Create Closet Planner, available in-store or online, to design a Dakota Closet system that maximizes your space and matches your style. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from Three Pillars resident Lola.
I had seen a lot of retirement places. In a minute, I drove into the driveway coming into Three Pillars. I was sold. The grounds are just beautiful. The management are just incredibly kind people. That mood permeates the atmosphere to me, whether it's the staff, the people that's serving in the restaurant, and the residents themselves. It's just a lot of caring, kind people.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined in studio by Martin Moore. So, Martin, new policies galore at Starbucks.
Yes.
It's ending its open restroom policies,
which I was shocked to find that was still in effect.
Yeah, right. I mean, it kind of varied by market a little bit, but it's adding free refills. So if you buy a cup of coffee in store, you're able to get hot or iced coffee refills for free, which, I like that. Is nice. That's a nice touch. But here's the challenge. As this new policy that the restrooms are for patrons and paying customers only, how do the stores police this? And do it in a way that continues to build community and create loyal customers.
It's a pickle. I mean, you're always going to have people that go into the gas station, go into the restaurant, go into the coffee place and just use it for the restroom. So I don't know that you can it's one of those things that's like it's policeable, but it's like not policeable at the same time. I guess it really depends on even if you have to police it. If this is something where it's always occupied by non-paying customers or homeless people or whatever the situation is, then I think you can have an internal conversation about how you combat that. But if it's just one person a day or something like that, I don't know that it's a huge deal. But public restrooms are a big problem in the United States in general. I've been to a lot of other countries and stuff like that.
Right.
Cities in general that have great public restrooms, so it's not a problem for a Starbucks or a library or whatever.
Yeah, but you still got to figure out, hey, is this done through signage? Is it the employee's job to stop the non-paying customers from using the restroom? Like, how do you enforce the change, and who does it fall on? And it's interesting, the union that represents like 11,000 Starbucks baristas is responding to this, saying, we're not quite sure if this should fall on the employees.
I've got the answer. A giant hubcap with a key attached to it.
Yeah, that's what many places do. If you stop at some of the local places,
that's sketchy.
You're going to get a huge key, and you'll be, I got to use this to get into the restroom. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this kind of rolls through.
I got an idea. You get a scanner, like a QR scanner on the door thing, and then each cup has a unique QR code on it, and then you use the cup to get the scan to get you in.
Well, as we were talking about at the beginning of the show, maybe you just tie it into the app. Like, you have to be a loyalty member at Starbucks, and it's tied in. And when
it's a great way.
You buzz in.
Sure.
Hey, maybe you get a star point or something. Like, I don't know. There's got to be creative ways to do this in a way that doesn't reflect poorly on the company, but also, I don't know, continues to create a sense of community, because ultimately that's, I think, what Starbucks wants to do.
I imagine this is a larger problem in cities with a larger homeless population, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be unique to each city that they're in. And I don't know, I think there's definitely options.
Yeah. I mean, you look at some of the rules for restroom access in restaurants. It varies by state. It can be varied by city and county. Like, public restrooms in many of our downtowns, we have to figure out how to solve for this.
Absolutely.
Because
it's great for
sure,
tourists.
there's hotels, but when you're a tourist in a city, you need a public restroom.
Absolutely.
And I think America is kind of behind the times in terms of how we create public restrooms in the public domain that are open for any and all people.
And it's the cities that I've been to that have them. It's great because you don't know where they are. There's been plenty of cities where I've went in and I've like bought something just so I could use the restroom. But it's a conversation that needs to happen in every major city. Like, you don't need a ton of them, but you do need some. For homeless people, for tourists, for whatever. To keep people out of restaurants and coffee shops and gas stations that aren't paying customers.
Yeah, and people often say, "Well, hey, there's a government solution for this." And let's look. Hey, New York requires restroom access for customers at food establishments with 20 or more seats. California requires larger restaurants to provide restrooms for customers and guests, but only if they're built after 1984. In Chicago, restaurants, they don't have to have restrooms for customers unless they serve liquor. Here in Milwaukee, restaurants aren't legally required to provide public restroom access to non-customers. However, the situation is pretty nuanced. They're generally required to provide restroom facilities for customers. The number of required restrooms depends on factors like occupancy and whether it serves alcohol. So you dive in to policy. We're trying to find a solution here, but it's pretty nuanced.
It's interesting that it's 2025 and we haven't found the solution yet. So we gotta pick it up.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's coming. And, public libraries, and maybe we talk about this when we come back from the break a little bit. Public libraries have a challenge, too, because they're open restrooms for all, but you don't have to check in to libraries to check out books.
Right.
And maybe, again, like our Starbucks solution, maybe that's a solution here. We shall see. When we come back, a little bit more on public restroom access and store brands and their future in our stores. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 10:30. ABC News and local headlines are coming up next. And more with Martin Moore. And I'm Jeff Sherman. This is The Upswing.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. This hour, President Trump addressing the Davos Economic Forum virtually.
My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth.
The big question at Davos, how far will Trump go with tariffs?
Is he going to use tariffs more as a negotiating tactic to get what he wants with countries like China on other terms? Or is he really going to follow through on some of those threats, which would have a bigger impact in rippling down to the price that we pay for everyday products?
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. Santa Ana winds whipping up another wildfire in Southern California. More than 50,000 people forced to flee or are under evacuation warnings as the Hughes fire burns north of Los Angeles. Amelia Perez leading with the most Oscar nominations today, 13. Only 3 films, All About Eve, Titanic, and La La Land, have scored more nominations in Academy Awards history. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Vince Vitrano. Happening right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are trying to get out of New Orleans to make it home in time for their game tonight against the Miami Heat here in Milwaukee. Game with the Pelicans Wednesday night in New Orleans canceled due to unprecedented snow there. A source at the Bucks telling me they're optimistic they'll be on a flight soon, and if that happens, it's game on. If it is, 6 o'clock pregame, 6:30 tip here on your home of the Bucks, WTMJ. Wisconsin may get its first Buc-ee's Travel Center in Oak Creek. The city planning to discuss the proposal later this month for a massive store and travel plaza, I-94 and Elm Road. The proposed location for the 73,000 square foot development featuring 120 gas pumps and that massive store. Saved by his phone light, Madison Fire Department pulled a guy from the icy waters of Lake Mendota late Wednesday night. He'd fallen through the ice while walking and used his cell phone flashlight as a beacon to help firefighters find him. He was about 3/4 mile off the UW campus boat ramp. Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update happening right now. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 231 points to 44,379. S&P 500 is at 60.96. That's up about 10 points. And the NASDAQ falling 31 to 19,978. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads. Your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic Report. Just a couple of crashes, but those are out of traffic and off on the shoulder. A few disabled vehicles as well, but nothing slowing you down considerably on the interstate system. Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mostly sunny skies today, on our way to a high of just 20 degrees and cold once again tonight. Low of 4 with wind chills at 5 below. Increasing clouds on Friday. Slight chance of some flurries in the afternoon or evening and a high of 20. Mostly sunny on Saturday. Saturday's high 34 degrees, 27 for the high on Sunday under mostly sunny skies. And on Monday, warming up to 37 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Right now in the weather, Madison at 11, 14 degrees in Green Bay, 14 in Waukesha, and in Milwaukee, it's 15 degrees. I'm Vince Vitrano, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:34.
Hey, business owners, are you looking to sell your business? I'm sure you have plenty of questions. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me for our latest Annex Wealth Management webinar. I'll be joined by Brandon Lehman and Brian Lamborn from Annex Wealth Management as we answer your questions. Who should you consult? And of course, when is the best time for you to sell your business? Sign up for this free webinar on Wednesday, January 29th. Text WEB to 855-616-1620 to sign up for the free webinar. Only here on WTMJ.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined in studio by Martin Moore. First, let's give away a gift card to the Mineshaft restaurant in either beautiful downtown Hartford or just off of Highway 41 near the EAA in Oshkosh. Both locations really creative. They're full of the dining rooms all over. That's it. That's why they call it the Mineshaft, right? Full of tiny rooms to explore. Super affordable, a ton of fun, and really family-friendly. Our kids love it. Your kids will love it. Your grandkids will love it. The world-class game room set aside from the dining areas, making it perfect for mom and dad to hang out at the bar or at the table. The kids can hang out, play Pop-A-Shot in the game room. Kids under 5 eat for free Monday through Thursday from the kids menu. And every Thursday when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza for free. Caller number 7 at 855-616-1620 gets a gift card to the historic Mineshaft. All right, Martin, I want to talk about store brands and kind of the future of grocery shopping. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to go through grocery store trends for 2025. A lot of changes in the grocery experience, not only from our local stores, but on the national level, too. We've seen a big surge in store brands recently, private label store brands. They aren't just like these budget-friendly alternatives tucked away on the lower shelves, right? Major retailers like Walmart and Target are investing a ton of money into developing their own products that are high-end, better quality, and aiming to compete with like the brands that are right next to them. And it's really kind of reshaping customer perceptions and the dynamics of the retail market. What do you think is driving this growth, and why are major retailers investing so heavily in their own brands?
Amazon Basics. You know, you look at retailers like Target or Kohl's or Walmart and then online Amazon, Wayfair. They have all the data and they know exactly what backpack someone is buying, what rug someone is buying. They have all the information, and then they can basically go, okay, this is what it would cost to, R&D and manufacture our own version of this, make it identical, and then you sell it, and you already know it's going to sell. It's a cheat code. It's not like when you or I come up with some new bag or some new pair of shoes, and we're like, I wonder if anyone's going to buy it. They already know people are going to buy it if they make it as close to what people are already buying as possible. Yeah. And so it's free money.
Yeah. And as you said, companies, Walmart, Target, Amazon, they have all the data.
Yes.
They know what we're buying. Walmart has in-store chefs now that are making their own salsa to be like the store brands, and they're making it to optimize flavor and quality and really treating it like, hey, this is our own. We can charge a little bit more for this, but a little bit less.
They don't even
than
have
the marquee brand next to them, and the margin is so much higher.
Well, I was just going to bring that up. The margin is far, far better than if Walmart makes their own versus buying Tostitos or whoever. And so it's financially advantageous. Inventory is a lot easier to choreograph and manage when you're making it yourself or sourcing it yourself. And so there's just myriad reasons why we're seeing this big shift with Target and Walmart and all these other brands, because Amazon's been doing this for 15, 20 years.
And as long as the quality's there,
exactly,
the consumer is going to react to it. I mean, you look at Target, you have the All in Motion, you have the Good and Gather, all their own store brands that are pretty much the same thing as the thing next to them on the shelf.
It's not hard to reverse engineer this stuff. I've I work in this sort of industry. I see it all the time. And so, it's free money. You already know people are going to be buying this. You make it yourself. You put it front and center. They can decide where they want to put their stuff. It's their store. And so just like Amazon, Kohl's puts it on the front page. Walmart puts it on the front page. Target puts it on the front shelves. And, just watch the money come in.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of store brands, there are 5 Wahlburger locations in Wisconsin: Madison, La Crosse, Schwabenon, Fitchburg, Janesville, and Eau Claire. Actually, that's 6, sorry. But Wahlburgers locations are closing after Hy-Vee, this in-store deal that Wahlburgers had. There were these fast casual burger chains that started in restaurants and then went into smaller footprints inside of Hy-Vee because Hy-Vee was the owner here. We had one in the 3rd Ward. We had one out in the corners. But now the news is that partnership between Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee has come to an end. So
nothing was lost.
Soon you will see a conversion of all the Wahlburgers into Hy-Vee Market Grill will be the new name there. Probably not a whole lot of change in terms of the food, but the partnership between the Wahlburgers, Donnie and Mark, the actors.
Which one do you prefer?
That's done.
Donnie or Mark?
Mark Wahlburger's
really
kind of the guy.
I went as
All
Donnie
right.
once for Halloween when I was a kid, when I was in like my big New Kids on the Block.
From a business standpoint, Mark's got some really cool stuff happening with like Municipal and some of his other brands. They do some really cool stuff. And this was, you got to give them kudos for this partnership. They did it for years, and now it's time to move on to the next thing. February 4th is the transition date for Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee. Coming up next, I want to talk a little bit about the future of creativity and Mark Cuban versus Elon Musk. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
And nothing of value was lost.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Outdoor Living Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business. This is WTMJ's Jeff Sherman speaking on behalf of my good friends at Horicon Bank. Horicon Bank has been doing banking differently since 1896. How? Your financing requests, they can be approved in days. You don't have to wait weeks because your banker understands you and your business. Service and products go hand in hand. They provide top-notch products to meet your cash flow needs. Horicon Bank, they get the job done. Together, doing good. That's their vision, and they're committed to doing what it takes to help your business grow. Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, asking you to join me in October as my wife and I explore the magical kingdoms of Southeast Asia, from the villages of Vietnam and the temples of Cambodia to the friendly locals of Laos and the beachside resort in stunning, lively Thailand. I hope you'll join us for this unforgettable journey. Ancient and mysterious worlds of rural landscapes, bustling cities, and fascinating history in Vietnam. Explore the Chu Chi tunnels used by the Viet Cong. Experience a street food adventure through Hanoi and cherish the serenity of Hai Long Bay on a beautiful boat ride. Bangkok in Thailand, the beaches in Thailand, history, tradition, food. If you'd like more information on this great trip, send me an email. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. It's Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. I'm super jazzed about this trip. Send me an email. I send you the info. john.mercure, MERCURE, @WTMJ.com.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true, but offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Welcome back to the Upswing. Two of the most prominent business leaders on a national level are Mark Cuban and Elon Musk.
It's time for Musk.
As the president said, we're going to have a golden age.
Cuban.
Mark, Donald Trump and Mark Cuban don't go to people's houses and have dinner. Are you kidding me? That's who he is.
On the Upswing. Go!
So this is Mark Cuban on the social media platform Blue Sky. On Tuesday at about 4:15 p.m., Mark Cuban posts, "Curious what everyone thinks is the best way to have a positive or any impact on the country discussion during the first 30 days of the new administration." Almost 13,000 responses to this as of yesterday at about 9 p.m. I love the back and forth on social between Mark Cuban and Elon Musk.
It's entertaining.
Obviously leaders in both their own right, huge audiences, and what they say has impact.
Oh, for sure.
So what do you think of Mark Cuban's question here?
What was the
Martin?
question again?
Question is, in the first 30 days of the new administration, what is the best way to have positive impact on the country?
To embrace nuance. One thing that politicians, business people like Elon and Mark Cuban, and just dumb old citizens like us who, mess around on X and everything, is nuance. Everything is so binary with everybody, and everyone's so opinionated, and you're either on one side or the other of a topic, and there's no room for, I'm going to say the word again, nuance.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the crux of so many problems and so many fist-bumping issues over the last 5 or 10 years, that the only way that you're ever going to come to actual real solutions and legislate and get things done is to embrace that kind of stuff in the middle, because that's where everybody meets.
I mean, for me, it's about embracing the local level, getting knowledge on a truly local level, knowing your local officials, offering to help, finding a way to build those connections and have impact where you can walk and get to easily and say, hey,
sure,
I want to help. And maybe ignoring some of the national news. That's where I want to see the impact, Mark Cuban. All right, let's go on to Elon Musk. Elon Tuesday on X at about 9:22 a.m., pretending to work while taking money away from taxpayers is no longer acceptable. RTO. At the federal level, return to office mandates are often kind of these smoke screens for layoffs. What do you think is going to happen if and when the new administration says, all right, federal workers, it's all back to the office all the time?
I mean, they're gearing up to get rid of people and to slim down government, which there's places where that's appropriate and it's needed. And there's also places where it needs to be beefed up. Work from home it's a touchy subject. And I think it really depends on whatever sector you're in. If you're working on a computer all day, do you really necessarily need to be in the office?
Right.
If it's something where you really need to coexist with other employees and create think groups and stuff like that and just be in person to get things done, then I think you need to have people in the office. Nuance, again, it's not binary. It's not black and white.
Yeah.
You have to look at every single situation and go, where is it advantageous to have people work from home who have families and all that kind of stuff? And where is it appropriate to just make everybody come in?
Yeah, flexibility isn't only about work from home. I think work from home needs a rebranding for sure. I mean, that phrase has almost negative connotations now, and it's not what it's all about.
It's been perverted into something that it's not, like we do with every stupid phrase. We need to just take a step back and figure out what works and what doesn't work, and not just stand up and go, everybody's working from home. Well, why? Because you say so? That's not good enough for me.
Yeah. No matter what, with many of these issues, lawsuits will fly for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up next, speaking of lawsuits, where does TikTok ownership eventually land? Mr. Beast? Mr. Wonderful? How about a Packers type model? Maybe we all own it. This is the Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great idea for your weekend. It's going to be fun. It's going to be informative. It's going to be good if you're a couple, great if you're a family. How about this? Check out Experience Wisconsin. It is Saturdays at 1 o'clock on WTMJ. On this week's show, I am jazzed. Elkhart Lake and the Simon & Garfunkel story, a great location and a great event. We cover it all. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1 on WTMJ. Join us, some great ideas and some great information. It is Experience Wisconsin.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Market Watcher Brian Wickert. Well, a lot of folks have buying a home on their New Year's resolution list, and while national news headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, I'm afraid that's just not the case in most of Wisconsin. So how do you make your offer stand out from the others so that someone else doesn't end up sleeping in your dream home? Well, it takes a team of a good real estate agent and a mortgage lender who has all the tools and techniques to help make your offer as attractive as possible in the eyes of that seller. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet, rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that might also come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. We'll also help you understand exactly what it means in dollars and cents if you do decide to offer over asking or give that seller some appraisal wiggle room. All you have to do to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Start the new year off right with a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhafels. Right now, you can get a new Tempur-Pedic for just $52 per month when you use Steinhafels 60-month financing. Plus, you get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Shop in-store or on steinhafels.com.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
This is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. I'm reaching out with a message that's close to my heart. Devastating fires have ravaged the Los Angeles area, leaving families displaced, homes destroyed, and the community in need of help. Right now, you have the power to make a real difference. Your donation, big or small, can provide food, shelter, supplies, and much-needed support for those affected by the fires. If you are able to, please help those affected by the California wildfires and donate at www.lafoodbank.org/fire.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 4-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined in studio by Martin Moore. Commerce and community, fast and furious discussions this morning. So where does TikTok ownership eventually land? On Tuesday, CNN reported that online star Mr. Beast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, was part of an American group of investors assembled by Employer.com founder and CEO Jesse Tinsley, that they're going to make an offer for TikTok at, I think it's $40 to $50 billion. Amazon and Oracle, both of which already provide services to TikTok, are being floated as other possible suitors for the U.S. assets. Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary is involved, he says, in a $20 billion bid for TikTok. As this works itself through, obviously President Trump is saying, hey, he wants to be the star here, right? Front and foremost. He suggested that the U.S. government could own 50%. A lot of legal hurdles there.
I don't like that
Operational
idea.
feasibility, right?
Believe it or not, I'm not a fan of state-run media. So.
Yes, yeah. I mean, but do you think, where does this eventually end up? Does the U.S. government own a portion of it? Do we do some kind of social model where every U.S. citizen gets a share of TikTok and
I don't want to share TikTok.
put into an
I'll donate
account?
it to someone. I don't know. It's uncharted waters and territory. I don't know how you handle this. I definitely don't want to see the government get involved in any sort of social media. I'm already trepidatious about what's going to happen with X, and Elon being a part of anything with the government. I don't personally want another social media platform that could potentially have some sort of government oversight. And so I don't know what you do. I definitely think a private company needs to just buy it and see what happens. But someone's going to buy it.
Yeah, there's going to be a new investor group that's going to come about, and that's where the new home is going to be. I mean, there's so many with any type of public-private ownership model. There's so many legal hurdles and kind of unprecedented navigating all these domestic and international legal frameworks, political considerations, public opinion. It would be
a mess.
Incredibly difficult to do.
I'm glad I'm not a part
model.
of choreographing any of that. I can tell you that much.
All right. It will be interesting to see how it continues to evolve, and we'll keep an eye on it for sure. Tomorrow, we're looking at the future of grocery stores and more. Margaret Middlestead from Outpost will join us. This is the Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ. Coming up next, Wisconsin's Midday News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The developer of a proposed